Indian warship has once again come to the aid of a merchant vessel in the Gulf of Aden, which was hit by a ballistic missile fired by Houthi rebels of Yemen. The nuclear, biological and chemical damage control team with firefighting equipment from guided missile destroyer INS Visakhapatnam boarded Marshall Island flagged Marlin, Luanda to help the 22 Indians and one Bangladeshi crew member on board the tanker. U.S. Central Command said that the Houthis had fired one anti-ship ballistic missile from Houthis controlled area of Yemen and struck MV Marlin, Luanda. So, of course, this is the latest that is coming in. Meanwhile, one of the Navy officers spoke about the rescue operations. Let's listen in.
Vilash Rawat, master of Marlin, Luanda. Half of the world knows that yesterday we were struck by a missile in Gulf of Aden. Due to this missile attack, the vessel was on fire, and it was not a small fire, it was a huge fire. It's a loaded tanker, and I hope people know that what happens if a tanker goes on fire, a loaded tanker. So I really thank Indian warship INS Visakhapatnam. They have done a really tremendous job. We had actually lost the hope that we won't be able to fight this fire, but these guys were really tough. They have really done a tremendous job, and hats off to Indian Navy, who said that we will come on board with our expert firefighters, and we will try to help you guys to fight the fire. So I really appreciate the other navies. We are also there, and they also helped us with other resources, but it was Indian Navy. They went out of the book and they really helped us out.
My colleague Brian Thomas joins us via the phone line. Of course, yet another attack has in fact took place in the Gulf of Aden. It was, of course, the Indian Navy that came to the rescue. Brian, what more details can you share with our viewers?
Well, Asavri, the British oil tanker Merlin Luanda faced a targeted attack by Yemen's Houthi group, where there were 22 Indians and one Bangladeshi crew members also who were on board. And responding to this distress call, also the Indian Navy deployed its guided missile destroyer INS Visakhapatnam to the Gulf of Aden to assist in firefighting efforts. And the Navy reported that its nuclear, biological and even chemical defense team, along with firefighting equipment from INS Visakhapatnam, is actively engaged in enhancing the firefighting operations on the distressed merchant vessel. And this oil tanker, which was operated on behalf of Trafigura, experienced a missile attack as it transited the very Red Sea, and simultaneously another very significant event unfolded as the Houthi group also attacked a U.S. warship, which is the destroyer U.S. Carney. And this incident marks a major confrontation at sea between Western forces and Middle East, underlining the escalating tensions in the region. And to give a better perspective, this is not the first time as well that the Houthis has attacked oil tankers carrying Indian crew members. Even on December 24th, also an oil tanker with 25 Indians on board was also hit by a drone that was fired by again the Houthi rebels in the Red Sea. Even though the Houthi group claims these attacks are in response to Israel's military action in Palestine, escalating hostilities since November, but following the recent Gulf of Aden attack, the UK government also emphasized that Britain and its allies reserve the right to respond appropriately to any assaults on commercial shipping. And despite the Houthi military also, military spokesperson who even acknowledged the naval operation on the British oil tanker, there has been no acknowledgement of the attack on the USS Carney as well. And as this situation also unfolds, the international community closely watches development in this region, emphasizing the very need for a measured response to avoid further escalation of tensions in the strategically significant waters. Yes, Asavri.
Right, absolutely, Brian. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast and sharing all those details with our viewers. Meanwhile, joining us on the broadcast is Group Captain UK Devnath, defense expert. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for speaking to us on NewsX. Now, what do you make of this swift rescue by the Indian Navy?
Oh, Savri, this shows that India and Indian Navy can go to any extent to help the merchant shipping passage around Red Sea and around Gulf of Aden. It goes without saying that India has made a very significant contribution towards ensuring that freedom of navigation and right of passage of merchant shipping is protected in Indian Ocean, in Bay of Bengal, and also in Arabian Sea. The firefighting crew needs to be commended, because firefighting on an ship which is full of naphtha, crude oil, is a very, very risky job, and it needs very specialized training and very specialized equipment to fight oil fire. Unlike other fires which can easily be fought with, say, water. Water is pumped in, sucked in from sea and then pumped out through very heavy duty pumps onto ordinary fires. In this instance, it was fire of naphtha. So, it's a very specialist thing called foam throwers, which throw a special kind of foam which is called AFFF, which when thrown over a petrol or chemical fire forms a kind of a jelly cover on top of the fire and extinguishes the fire, because atmosphere can no more mix with the oil. India has taken a very active and robust part in these operations without being part of a US-led team. Another about 11 or 12 countries also moving their ships, naval ships in this region, that is the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden and the Arabian Sea, but they all are US command and control. Indian Navy happens to be only Navy which has by now sent more than 10 ships to this region, out of which 2 are at any time deployed very close to Port of Aden to ensure safety of international commercial shipping. Iran continues to support Houthis. That remains an area of concern as far as international diplomacy is concerned. Last week, US Navy had intercepted a Arab dhow, in which Iran was sending parts of cruise missiles, drones, and ballistic missiles to Houthi rebels. It was intercepted well in time. Till now, USA has attacked these targets Houthi targets only on the soil of Yemen. Yesterday also, they carried out a very, very precise attack on Yemen, and US Navy is claiming that one anti-ship ballistic missile storage yard was destroyed. Now we have to see, we all are very keenly watching that will USA or any other Western Navy start intercepting supply of these missiles to Houthi when they originate from Iran. We are very clear, world diplomatic and military analysts are very clear that USA may not attack Iran over this issue, but will USA start intercepting these dhows and small Iranian Navy ships when they are in Strait of Hormuz in Persian Gulf, when they start their journey with these missiles for Houthi rebels when they start for Yemen, Sana'a? That will be a very, very great turning point in this war.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.